Okay, welcome back. We're talking about designing programs, workout structures, templates, and frameworks. And so the last video we went over, I went over my menu, my exercise menu, zooming out so you can see that better. Examples of reps and sets, structures for reps and sets. And then we're going to go over the template. We're going to go over the actual structure. So we're going to do a 3 day a week program. All right. And what I have here are the categories, the exercise menu categories over here. And what I did, I modified a few of them because when I write programs, when you're thinking about a comprehensive, well-rounded program, you're going to have things like a horizontal push, a horizontal pull, a vertical push, a vertical pull, things of that nature. But you also want to consider that you might need to have 2-arm exercises and 1-arm exercises. And that's important to do. If you do things only bilaterally, you're missing out on the unilateral, the gains that you're going to get unilaterally for athletics or for health, fitness, whatever you're going to do. Now, for athletics, what I'm going to say is, okay, if we're doing a full body workout 3 days a week, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have triple extension in here. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this down. This is the category. I'll change this to categories. Okay. Triple extension is the first thing. Okay. Now I know I need some type of upper body push and pull. So you can make this however you want, but I'm just going to start saying, okay, I'm going to have my horizontal push pull here. And I want to see if I have to have pushes and pulls in all my workouts. So horizontal push pull, let's just take this and copy the next category over, vertical push and pull. And then I need some type of other push. I'll put this category over here, upper body push other, and then probably some type of, I didn't write in the upper body pull other category like that. All right. So now I have triple extension and a triple extension exercise. I have a push and a pull upper body. And now I need to find my lower body exercises. So if I do this, I'm copying and pasting all of my exercises here. And what I find is that I need, there we go. Okay. So I have 5 exercises. I've got probably my most bang for my buck exercises written out, scripted out right here, category wise. Triple extension, push, pull upper body, push, pull lower body. And you could arguably just make 3 workouts, only these 5 categories, and have pretty solid workouts. All right. But on top of that, let's make sure we're getting some core workout work in here. Just for the sake, let's say each day, let's go like this. We'll have 2 sagittal, 2 frontal, and 2 transverse core exercises. Now I'm up to 2 over 6, 7 exercises, 7 movements. And then, we should put in maybe some type of supplemental upper body exercise. Okay. And remember, supplemental upper body, that could be an arm exercise, bicep, tricep, a delta exercise. That could be rotator cuff. You could add more. And the farther down the rabbit hole you go, the more in-depth you go, the more you're going to add, right? This is where you can kind of go off script. These are the extra add-ins to your framework, but this could be a general framework. You could probably make a halfway decent, actually a pretty good training program simply following this framework: triple extension, upper body push pull, lower body push pull, core, and then a supplemental upper body. Without any plyometrics or anything like that, you could probably get have a pretty good weight room session just like this. So the next thing I would probably do, I would probably look at this and say, you know what? I wonder the order of operations. Now I know I just copied and pasted everything over. So now I'm gonna for this sake, I'm basically just gonna drag and drop. I'm gonna start doing some order of operations. I'd probably do my triple extension exercises, followed by my lower body exercises, and then my upper body exercises. And I'd probably do that all the way through. Sorry, I'm clicking and dragging if you're watching here. All right. So now this day is it's all bilateral work. It's all sagittal plane. This day is all my single. It looks like it's all single leg work. One-legged push, one-legged pull, two-legged push, a two-legged pull. That's pretty good. Now here's the next thing. You have all the elements for pretty good workouts here. If you want, and sometimes I suggest this, as you get better at training programs, you can start mixing and matching and changing the categories within the days. So I have a double leg. When I train my program, when I train, I like to make sure that I have a lower body push, two leg and one leg, a lower body pull, two leg and one leg, and then upper body push, two arm and one arm, and vertical and horizontal. And I like to make sure I have some type of pull kind of the same way, and that's weekly. So if I had to say, hey, these are sort of my rules, if I can help it, if I have 3 days a week, I'm going to shoot for this. Get a lower body push, lower body pull, both bilaterally single leg, and the same thing for upper body. But then, can I do this, and can I also incorporate this on the daily? Can I do this and have unilateral and bilateral work daily? So if I wanted to fulfill this requirement for my lift, I would probably want to switch some of this stuff. So that's not easy. You have to be a little more creative with this. So if I do a lower body push, I could do a lower body pull one leg. And so I'm going to drag this over here. I'm going to swap this out. Easy. And here's the thing. You're kind of fulfilling something good athletically. You're doing something on two legs. You're doing something on one leg. So an example here would be I'm going to do a squat. And then a lower body pull would be I'm going to do a single leg Romanian deadlift. And now I do up here. Now I need a one-legged push, and I would categorize that as either a pistol squat or a Bulgarian split squat, and then a lower body pull. I could do a leg curl or a bilateral Romanian deadlift, something like that. All right, now I have to figure this one out. Lower body push, two leg, lower body push, one leg. I've kind of fulfilled this. So now if I'm going to do this, maybe I need to change. I could obviously change one of these to a single leg. So depending on what you want to do, I'm gonna call this a one leg. So I went back and I just more or less copied day one, and I'm gonna do workout 3. The template is kind of similar to one template workout 1. All right. Now I've got upper push, upper pull, push pull, vertical, push pull other. You could totally mix and match these types of things, but I think I'll just keep them there for now. And sagittal and core, I like variation, so I'm going to switch the planes of movement in this, and uh, what I tend to do, and I'll explain this. If I look over here on my exercise menu, and I have sagittal, frontal, transverse, sagittal, frontal, transverse, I just came over here and I just put in sagittal, frontal, next day transverse, repeat, sagittal, frontal, transverse, done. All right. So two I have two movements in each category, and they're all on different days. And then for the sake of the person doing the workout, if it's a athlete or client or patient, whatever, whoever that is, they have variation and all that. All right. And then for my supplemental upper body, it could be whatever you want. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Now we're going to get into trying to fill out. We have to fill out something, so we're going to do hypertrophy. So easy for a day one exercise, hypertrophy. Triple extension, there's no triple extension hypertrophy. It's always power. 6 reps, 5 to 6 reps at the most, 2 sets at the very least. Let's just say 3 sets of 5. I'll copy and paste that over. Okay. Now we're doing hypertrophy. Easiest one is 3 sets of 10. Bang. And you could do 3 sets of 10 all the way down. Depending on what you're doing for your sagittal, for your core, this is called 3 sets of 10 as well. That is a hypertrophy. That is a basic hypertrophy phase training program right there. You're done. Okay. That's a 1 week program right here. Now, if you want to do the second week, you could do the same reps and sets, or you could change the reps and sets. Okay. So now we're going to take this and we're going to transfer these movements, these categories down to, and make them have physical exercises. So first thing we're going to do, and what you also want to think about is sometimes you're going to look at the exercise and then you're going to look at the reps and sets, and maybe they match up really well, but maybe they don't. All right. And then maybe you rework the exercise, you modify the exercise, or you modify the reps and sets, all while still focusing on hypertrophy. All right. Okay. So triple extension, workout 1, it's a big day, power clean. Workout 2, that might be a little tired. Let's try hang, power, snatch. And then for workout 3, hang, power, clean. All right. So this is certainly the big exercise. Hang, power, snatch is a lighter exercise, and hang, power, clean is sort of a medium effort exercise. Okay, now let's go on to lower body pushes. So we have, when I'm looking this way horizontally with my mouse, I have a horizontal push one leg, a lower body push, double leg, single leg, and then double leg. So workout 1 is double leg, workout 2 is single leg, workout 3 is double leg. Now, knowing that hang power clean should be pretty hard, maybe I'm going to want to go a little lighter on my lower body push. So maybe I'll make that my front squat. Because front squat is a hard exercise, but it's not nearly as hard as a back squat intensity-wise. And there we go. I'm going to put my barbell back squat on the last day. All right, now you could do it the other way too. Entirely possible. All right. Now I need a lower body push for my single leg exercise. I'm gonna say dumbbell split squat, rear foot elevated. All right. All really hard exercises. Incidentally, you could argue that the dumbbell split squat rear foot elevated would be harder than a back squat because you're always more sore from a split squat. Just never fails. More muscles activated on those. Okay, so now the category we have to do find a lower body pull. Mostly they're going to be hip dominant exercises, but they can also be knee dominant exercises. Let's pick right here a one-legged lower body pull, single leg Romanian deadlift with a dumbbell. Now we've done dumbbell split squat RFE. We need a lower body pull, two-legged. Let's choose barbell Romanian deadlift. And I apologize, my consistency on nomenclature is not very good today. And then I have to come up with another lower body pull, single leg lower body pull, right here. I could do another single leg RDL. I could do some other type of thing, and somebody to also consider is that these are all a single leg hip dominant exercise. This is an RDL. Romanian deadlift is a hip dominant exercise, but I have no knee dominant exercise, so I could do a leg curl. And that's not one-legged, but I could make it a single leg. And on a stability ball. That's not an easy exercise. That is not an easy exercise. The other thing I could do now, knowing that, maybe that sounds like a great idea, but in my mind, I could also go back and say maybe I'm just looking for some type of knee dominant exercise, but this is still all right for now. Probably. I'm just writing that in for myself. So I could either do one leg or I could do two leg. As long as you know that, hey, this is the framework and you know what the framework is, but you're trying to abide by it as much as possible. This time I'm going to try and abide by it. One-legged leg curl, stability ball, all right? And remember, we're assuming that your athlete knows how to do everything. They're in shape, a perfect storm, okay? No teaching or involved. So now we have next category, upper body push, horizontal, vertical, and then other. Simple. My best go-to, barbell bench press. I need an upper body vertical push. We'll say dumbbell overhead press. And we'll do another press. We'll say dumbbell incline bench press. That's my upper body push other. Pretty simple. Upper body pull, horizontal. All right. I'm looking for, let's say I'm going to do a dumbbell one arm row. And since I did a dumbbell one arm row for my horizontal pull, I do like doing things with two arms and one arms. So this fulfills my unilateral bilateral requirement. I have a bilateral barbell bench press and a unilateral dumbbell row. All right. Now I need an upper body pull vertical. I'll do a pull up. Okay. Also, if I have dumbbell overhead press, that is a bilateral movement. But if I just simply say alternating, as simple as writing down alternating, I have now also fulfilled my bilateral unilateral movement requirement that I have for myself. All right. It's just vertical pull-ups, bilateral, pressing, unilateral. Okay, now for the last workout here, I have dumbbell incline bench press. I need to come up with something else. So look at my supplemental, look at my other push-pull, straight arm lat, pull down, upright row. I do pull downs, So you have to come up with something. I'll do straight arm lat pull down. Now, generally, I might not use a straight arm lat pull down. I might actually do another type of row or another type of chin up. So when it says push pull, upper body pull other, I might make that another horizontal pull. It could be whatever you want. Incline bench press. So we'll keep that straight arm lat pull down for the upper body pull. I'll probably keep that. It's a good lat exercise anyway. So just for the sake of the example today, we'll keep it straight arm lat pull down. So now we're going to our sagittal, frontal, and transverse core. Look at your menu. Sagittal core, you have pick and choose. You plank, ab wheel, or ab wheel and sit-ups. I'll take ab wheel here. And then my next sagittal exercise is in this category here. So these two. Sagittals workout 2. So I'll put that plug and play sit-ups. Okay. And these are just examples of exercises. There's a lot more. Now I need a transverse exercise here. On the menu, I had Russian twist, windshield wipers, and anti-rotation press. I'll just pick one. Russian twist. And then frontal, I know side plank was one of them. Side plank. And side plank, you can't really do 10 reps. So we'll have to change this structure. We'll say, let's say 3 sets, 10 seconds. 10 seconds doesn't work. Let's say 45 seconds. Well, let's say 30 seconds. All right. And then we have to fill in that again. So I just did my sagittal. I have to find a frontal exercise. Oh, I'm sorry. Side plank. That was a suitcase carry with a kettlebell. And you can't really walk 10 reps. I would say you would walk distance. We'll pick a distance to start. Let's say 20 yards. Just experience 20 yards isn't that far. You would do 20 yards each arm. Eventually you can, as you get stronger, you can extend that out, go to 40 yards, 60 yards, however you feel. And then I need one more. I have to fill out transverse plane on this day. I had Russian twist. Let's do a cable, anti-rotation press. And that was also, I'm going back to the menu, that was also in the menu. So I basically picked exercises for my menu and I plugged and chugged. Now I have upper body supplemental exercises now. Let's pick and choose some stuff. You can do biceps one day, triceps another day, and then rotator cuff another day. Let's try that. So biceps. With dumbbells, with barbell, and then triceps on a cable. And then let's say instead of rotator cuff, we'll say dumbbell lateral raise, which is a frontal plane that's just straight up, it's straight bodybuilding. I chose a barbell bicep curl because for hypertrophy, barbells create more mass than dumbbells, generally speaking. You can lift heavier weight. It's a greater stimulus for muscle growth and strength. So I hope this made more sense than what I did in class. And so we came up with categories, and then we figured out, hey, this is hypertrophy. We're going to do this 3 sets of 10. That's well within a hypertrophy range, and it's something you can do, and you can build muscle off of that. Okay, and then you plugged in the exercises you wanted. You can plug in different exercises and come with a completely different program. But now you don't have to think too much about what structure you have. You just take a look at your menu, put your exercises in. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing, and this is really, really quick. Now here's what happens. I'm gonna copy this. So this was hypertrophy. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do strength. Okay, so hypertrophy was 3 sets of 10. Now I'm looking at full body strength. Here's the easiest thing to do. Cut that out. I'm gonna change my reps. My reps for an exercise like this might be down to 3. I'm gonna do 5 sets of 3 for my triple extension exercise. And then I'm probably gonna say 4 sets of 5 for my big lifts. And then I want to change my core. The core can be the same thing, 3 sets of 10. And then for my supplemental upper body, I can do whatever I want, 3 sets of 10. It's more of a bodybuilding thing. You can do more strength if you want. You could say 4 sets of 5. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing terribly wrong with that. And guess what? Copy that, paste that in. I don't even have to change exercises per se. I've just changed my reps and sets. And I went from a hypertrophy training program to a strength program just by changing my reps and sets. Okay. So that's it. So I hope that this helps you understand how to create a template, how to create a structure for your programs, and something that you can do for any population. And all you have to do is figure out the most appropriate exercises, the most appropriate movements. But this is a well-rounded program that you can generally use for almost pretty much everybody you might have to train that's healthy. So I hope you like this. I hope this made sense. Again, if you have questions, email me or talk to Dr. Miller. Thank you very much. Have a great day.